Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Incoming here on the Psycho Sim Project on YouTube. Today I'm going to be reviewing the upcoming album by Egyptian death metalers Scarab. The album itself is called Serpents of the Nile. However, as always, let me tell you all about who Scarab are. Scarab is a death metal band from Cairo in Egypt, formed in 2006, sprouting from the band Hate Suffocation, which ran between 2001 and 2006. Formed of a combination of different musical tastes and personalities, Scarab stand as a united musical entity. The music came out from the fierce, deep and complicated feelings, thoughts and experiences, expressing all this through new and fresh progressions that match their identity and captures the soul and heart, making it melodically memorable and a journey to a story being told. While the lyrical themes are mainly about spirituality, theories and philosophies in how they perceive the world around them and how to survive and deal with the chaotic human nature. The band itself consists of Sami Syed on vocals, Al Sharif Marzaban on guitar, Tariq Amar on guitar, Mohammed Bombest El Shabiani on bass, Hatem El Akkad on drums and Sheriff Adel on keyboards. I do apologise to the band if they watch this and if I've completely mispronounced any of their names. The first track on the album is an intro track, essentially. It's called Calling Forth the Ancient Spirits of Kemet. Now this starts with Egyptian sounds and a male kind of choir vocalist adding to the atmosphere. Then the guitar comes in and plays a chord which rings out for a while. Then the guitar starts playing an Egyptian sounding slow melody. The song is used primarily to set up the feel and atmosphere for the rest of the album. Up next is the song Visions of a Blood River. Now this is the longest song on the album at an epic 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Now this starts with a deep death metal vocals and pounding drums and mid-paced guitar, helping to give the song that epic feel from the off. We then get a guitar break with occasional drums before the vocals start properly, all heavy riffs and mid-paced drums. The song has an incredibly deathly groove, calling to mind old school Cannibal Corpse, Obituary and Diocide. Subtle use of keyboards join the sound to help add to the overall atmosphere of the song. At 3 minutes into the song we speed up to a faster thrashy pace to add to the song's intensity. After a small break after that we fade back into the mid-paced, almost Morbid Angel paced riff and drumming. At 6 minutes in, after some swirling riffs and keyboards, we get an awesome, perfectly judged guitar solo come in. There we go, finally got there. At the 7 minutes mark, we slow right down to a nice chuggy style riff with a guitar solo over the top again, adding to the epic feel of the song. For the last minute we go into some military style drumming and riffing until we return to the mid-paced drumming and riff to take us through to the end of the song with a fade out. Up next is Spells of Coming Forth by Day. Now this starts with a chuggy guitar riff, then the drums and bass join in. The vocals then do a really low style vocal scream and start the song proper. Again, there's a superb subtle use of keyboards in the background to add to the whole feeling and Egyptian vibe of the entire album. And for the chorus we change into a completely different riff with a swirling guitar melody leading the way. The song drives a long change between that chuggy riff and the melodic guitar melody throughout the song. We then get guitar solo kick in around the 6 minutes 30 mark to help complement the outro riff of the song. The song ups the intensity and speed for the last 20 seconds until we come to a very sudden end. Up next is probably the shortest song on the album apart from the intro, and this will probably end up being the first single. This is the title track Serpents of the Nile, which I have to say is my favourite track on the album. And now this starts with just guitar, then the odd drum roll and the double kick starts. There's a second guitar that joins in with a different melody being played, crossing over the main riff. The vocals then fade in and join the song. Chorus joins in and is surprisingly catchy for a band of this type. You end up getting it stuck in your head, much like a song like Stripped, Raped and Strangled by Cannibal Corpse. We then return to the second guitar playing a solo melody over the top of the main riff. We end with one last repetition of the chorus, then a sudden end. Up next is Pyramid of Illusions. Now this starts with crashing drums and snaking guitar riffs. A second guitar then joins in, echoing the main riff, and then we're into a full speed chaotic, almost Slayer-like death metal. We then break down into a different riff and melody while the drummer shows his technical skills and superb use of the double bass kick. At the 4-minute mark we get a superb technical guitar solo from the guitarist, and we're back into pounding drums and sweeping riffs topped off with that vocalist's awesome growls. We then end with a minute of Egyptian style vocals and ethereal keyboard sounds. Next is Funeral Pharaoh. Now this continues with the ethereal keyboard sound that was playing at the end of the last song, swelling up in volume and intensity, with the occasional keyboard chords being played. The acoustic guitar joins the keyboard playing a new melody and is joined by an electric guitar playing a different melody over the top of that, so they're all crisscrossing over each other to superb effect. We then get a drum roll and stop-start riffs from both guitars, propelling this song along at mid-paced until the drums amp up the pace to a fast, flashy style speed. Again, I am forgetting how to speak English. Anyway, at the 3 minutes in, the vocals join in with the mid-paced guitar still playing the stop-start riff from before. We break down to nothing, then the drum roll and the thrashy riff starts to play, and the song speeds right back up to full-on thrashy death metal chaos. We break down to a different stop-start riff at the 6-minute mark, adding to the variety of the song, and then we get a guitar melody played over the top of the stop-start riffs until we're back to that thrashy riff once again, with the drums adding intensity to this song until we break back down to the stop-start riffs. The song then, yet again, ends suddenly. Track number 7 is The Afterlife Illusions. Now this starts with a fade in, their superb thrashy style riff from the guitarists, along with fine drumming. The vocals kick in to add to the chaos of this song. We slow down and ethereal vocals and keyboards join in the song in the background. After this we speed right back up to the same fast pace as the beginning of the song. A different guitar melody then joins in and plays over the top of the riffs again, adding to the atmosphere. Near the end of the song we get an epic style guitar solo to help break up the riffs and chaos. This is backed up by sweeping riffs and drumming from the rest of the band, upping the intensity of the song once again. The vocals then kick back in and we're back to the main riff. For the last minute, that second guitar melody kicks in over the top of the main riff. Then the vocalist and blasting drums and riffs take us through to the end of the song, where we fade out on a ringing guitar chord and keyboard. The last song on the album is called Days of a Burial Mask. Now this starts with a nice chuggy riff. The vocalist then joins in, adding again to the intensity of the song. We then enter a heavy as hell riff with nice changing between this and the chuggy riff from the beginning of the song, which includes great interplay between the guitarists. Keyboards again adding a subtle layer to the song's sound in the background, along with choir style vocals. At the 5-minute mark we fade down to just choir style vocals, then a count in by the drums brings us into a slow paced, again almost Morbid Angel style riff. The song ends with a snaking melody over the top of the main riff, which brings us to a sudden end and the sound of ethereal keyboards to end the album. Full of epic songs with only one that comes in under the 5-minute mark, this band is obviously bringing with talent and ideas. Although some songs are superbly structured and the riffs and variety is there, I found some songs just sometimes went on for a little bit too long. Now, before I start getting accused of having a short attention span, it's not the case at all. I do listen to prog rock. It's just some of the songs in here, sometimes they play the same riff for a little bit too long. And it did cause me to get a little bit bored of them. So in conclusion, if you're looking for an album that is something a little bit different, or something to fill the gap while Nile work on the new album themselves, I'd definitely say check this out. Or if you've never heard it, Italic death metal, or Egyptian death metal as it's otherwise known, check out Serpents of the Nile by Scarab. Although not what I would call an absolute classic of an album, it's still very, very good and well worth checking out if you're into epic, sweeping, Egyptian themed death metal. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for watching today. I will be back soon with another review. I hope you've enjoyed, and feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you later here on the Psycho Sim Project.